Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to CRN with a Lucky Dog Racing League Tour Mod Season number 3. Here tonight, we venture off to North Wilkesboro. But before we get talking about the track and the race here tonight, let me invite you to know my compadre, one of my best friends on the sim. Finally got him back in the booth with me this season. Let's go to Mr. Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky, how you doing there, bud?
Amigo, I'm doing fantastic. Literally just got home from work. Jumped on, me and you were texting a little bit. And yeah, we made it. Made it on time. Looks like we got everything we need for actual good broadcast. Last week was kind of rough. It's okay, viewers. We apologize on that. But we're here at the famous North Wilkesboro Speedway, Dylan, and man, this place brings back a lot of memories. Not for me. I was about 5 years old when they ran the last Cup race before the All-Star race this past season for the Cup guys. But it's funny, this place lost a date to Texas and then won its date back from Texas. So I guess it's what comes around goes around on the Cup side of things. But these guys are going to be all over the place as I've been watching a little bit in practice, and it's going to be probably another chaotic, crazy race for these guys.
Yeah, definitely going to be chaotic and crazy for sure. I was down there talking to all the drivers before the race, or before qualifying even started, and they're like, oh man, it's super loose. Getting back onto the throttle is definitely going to be a waiting game. I mean, Ricky, you've ran North Wilkesboro. I've ran North Wilkesboro in the next gens, but these are the Tour Mods. A little bit less horsepower than, obviously the next gens, but you know as well as I know the throttle time that you have to wait to be off throttle to get onto the throttle coming off turn numbers 2 and turns number 4 is super crucial. You don't want to get the car too loose to where it snaps around. You can go down to the inside wall or the outside wall and collect other cars. So that's definitely going to be something that we really got to watch here tonight.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was looking at on the 5 minutes of practice that I was able to view for these guys going around the racetrack is the treacherous turn 2 and turn 4 exits, where it looks like some of these guys in qualifying, as I'm watching some of them, watching this 55, he just finished up his run. A lot of them are babying it right now. And we say this week in and week out, the second groove looks like that's where you want to be, especially here at North Wilkesboro, where you think the bottom line might get it, but a little bit more banking, as you can see as you're over and over North Wilkesboro here in Wilkes County, North Carolina. But a lot of the drivers are using that kind of banking to gain that momentum and get it run down the straightaways and then shooting it right back down, either right down next to the grass or like on that second dotted line, as we're looking at the number 3 of Jeffrey Radke. But yeah, some of the guys that I saw, it's kind of like the next gen, right? You got to figure out where that throttle control needs to be, almost like you're in a dirt car, but it's asphalt. Dirt, you always got to play with that throttle, make sure you're good, and then bam, back to full power. It's kind of like the next gen here. You think you have grip, you put the power down, and then all of a sudden it just loops it right around on the exit of 2 and 4. So that's some of the things I'm going to be looking at. And then obviously getting to pit road. If we can go to the front stretch, Dylan, you can see where the entrance of pit road is. It's there. It's kind of hard to get into pit lane because you're on the racetrack before you actually dip down to go to pit lane. So I'm going to be looking at that, getting into pit lane if we do have green flag pit stops, or if these guys, as I'm watching the 19, we just talked about turn 2, he just looped it coming off to run his laps. And yeah, those are some of the headlines I'm going to be looking forward to and seeing. Who are the comers and goers? Obviously, that's obviously a part of racing, right? Who's going to burn their stuff up in the beginning? Who's going to be able to maintain that long race speed? And another thing, Dylan, does anybody have anything for the 3 tonight? That's also a big question as we go in.
Yeah, that's also that. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. Does anybody have anything for the 3? Or the number 46. It's been a Dalton McKinney and Jeff Radke show this week. It's Jeff winning one week, it's Dalton winning the next. It's Dalton, Jeff. Scott Negus actually had one of the better cars last week. If you do remember watching it at, I believe they were at Irwindale last week. He had one of the good cars to try to get around Jeff Radke, just couldn't do it, couldn't get the power down. But Jeff Radke, Dawg McKinney able to come around and get last week's race win. But qualifying done and over with. Going to go ahead and run down our qualifying order. It's going to be Jeff Radke and Wally Babb on your front row. Scott Negus and Rylan Ficinato, newcomer to the series, starting P number 4. Chris Luttrell and Travis Decker in P number 5 and P number 6. P number 7 is going to be Sean Long. 8th is going to be Patrick Dobransky in 8th. 9th will be AJ Connors. 10th is going to be Corey Stahl. 11th is going to be Cody DeForge. 12th will be Dalton McKinney, who will receive the EOL at the start here tonight. 13th is going to be Shane Ledoux. 14th, John Fowler. 15th, Jeff Vickery. 16th will be Bentley McFarland. 17th is going to be the number 19 of Zach Bates. And rounding out your 18-car field here tonight is going to be the number 45 of Johnny Williams. So 18 cars, Ricky, here at this, I guess we could say, famous racetrack. I mean, you know, just like Dale Jr. said, it is the North Wilkesboro Revival. And since this track has came back to iRacing, I see multiple host of sessions wanting to run North Wilkesboro. They've constantly wanting to run or Slinger or any type of car at this racetrack is definitely going to be fun. My favorite combo here, though, has got to be the 87s with North Wilkesboro, Ricky. I know you don't really dabble too much in the 87s. You're more of a next-gen type of guy yourself, but any combo that you take here to this track is always a good combo to go.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. They did something with the 87s that I just wasn't a fan of. I mean, it drives like a tank, a boat. It's not my driving style. I know me and you did core the vintage series a lot. I think me and you did like 3 seasons together. I think that's actually, well, we met in Ghost and it just carried on over. We find out that we did core together, and we've had some great battles on the racetrack with those cars. And yeah, you got to drive those cars a lot differently than you do as we're looking at these cars, and obviously a next gen or an Xfinity car or any other type of car. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Radke actually got an EOL, so he's going to be starting from the back as well. And Dylan, we're set to go green here at Wilkesboro.
Set to go green now. Barney waving the green flag. We're off to the races. Wally Babb getting a really good start on that outside the 9 of AJ Connors. Already spinning it on around. They're going to keep it green flag racing. Those single cars spin. He's able to get that number 9 machine up and rolling. Looking at Scott Negus up here battling with the number 2 of Rylan Ficinato. It seems as of right now the top is where you want to be. As Rylan waves, Travis Decker goes on around. That's going to bring out our first caution here tonight. And we just seen the very tail end of what was going on. It looked like he got a little bit loose. He's now battling with Chris Luttrell as we go back here. Watch a quick CRN replay. He's trying to arc it in. Chris Luttrell looks like he may have hit the grass just a little bit. Any contact between these two? Oh, yeah. Nerf bar to Nerf bar. Just wrong place, wrong time. He does not mean it intentionally. Travis Decker going to lock him down immediately. Great job by him not trying to spin it on around. Chris Luttrell up on 2 wheels. Not sure if he's going to hit the inside wall or not, but that could have been a lot more worse than what it actually was, as only those 2 drivers get caught up in that wreck. But do you know who that benefits the most there, Ricky?
9.
The 9 of AJ Connors in a Chase Elliott scheme. So, hey, he had that turn 1 bubbles there, had the cold tire effect, as the Tour Mods got a big overhaul this last couple seasons. And it's not just push the gas and go anymore. You really got to watch and take care of your stuff, as AJ Connors had the first lap go around, and that quick, timely caution helped him out get back up to the lead pack.
And that's another storyline too, Dylan, to follow is we are on a short track. This is probably, I don't know, one of the fastest tracks that these guys will go to this season. The wheel chatter, as they brake, do they chatter the tires, meaning they're adding so much brake that it doesn't really stop the car, it just bounces, right? And looking at that replay, I know we saw contact, right, at the exit of 4 with those two, or 2, but I'm wondering if he chattered just a little bit, and then the car finally gripped it with the overhaul iRacing does, and iRacing does a fantastic job of when it comes out with updates. Sometimes no, and sometimes yes, right? But for these cars and what these guys have been able to do this season, I mean, I've been a fan of what the product has been so far. But I wonder if he had a little bit of wheel chatter. It cut it down because it had so much grip on the racetrack. And then that's when the contact happened. Probably something to look at going forward in this race is probably that wheel chatter going into the corners of turns 1 and turn number 3.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, and another thing with it going is definitely got to watch how you're entering into a corner. You overdrive, you're gonna, like you said, wheel chatter. iRacing this season with the last update put in a dynamic track. So the more they run, the more marble is going to form on the track, and the more multi-groove racing is going to form. So that I can't wait to experience in Ghost on Thursday night, starting up January 18th. I can't wait for that to happen. You're going to see most tracks, you know, like Kansas or Martinsville, where it is a single file racetrack, you're going to see the product of side-by-side racing most times. So that's definitely going to be something to watch here. Is a pace car going to dip down into pit lane this time by Wally Babb and Ryland Fecinato. Green flag is out for the second time here tonight, and Wally Babb got a great restart, but look how deep Ryland's going to drive it in on the outside. Cleared him. Yeah. Ryland to the point. Wally Babb's going to fall back to P2, and here comes Patrick Dobransky. He's using that outside, so everybody's starting to follow along with that number 2 machine and has found their way around. Going on back here through the pack, Dalton McKinney working his way all the way up to P8. He is up 4 positions from where he has started. Ooh. As it looks like Cody DeForge got to the wall a little bit, coming off turn number 2.
Yeah, I thought he was going to bounce off the wall and then take some friends with him down to the infield grass, but that seems to not be the case. He keeps that car rolling, and here's the kicker, Dylan. Does a 46 stay in front of the 3 with his track position, right? Those two have been the ones to beat all season long. Oh, Radke! Oh, what a save. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Oh, there he goes again. More contact. Radke probably not going to like that. And he's going to try to fight his way underneath these guys and try to get the run. And the outside lane, Dylan, that's actually Dalton he's fighting with. Right. No, maybe? No, I don't think so.
John Fowler. John Fowler. They look similar. Dalton McKinney's all the way up in P number 8 as of right now, just in front of Shane Ledoux in the number 12 machine. And then you got John Fowler right behind Jeff Radke, but what a save by the number 3 machine, and then obviously getting put 3 wide. Everybody able to get it calm down there just before the exit of the corner. Just a little bit of contact again from Cody DeForge and Jeff Radke to make it through the whole melee of what they called. And now Jeff Radke moving up 1 lane. Oh. Cody DeForge gets in the grass just a little bit. Jeff Radke had the run. Cody DeForge put a stop to it. Cody DeForge going to play the defensive line now. He's like, yeah, you caught me now. I'm going to run the inside. He's going to go all the way down. Almost got into the 3. Oh, man, they are fighting tooth and nail for this position back here as Jeff Radke trying to find a way around this number 88 machine.
Yeah, AJ back in the wall right behind them, just tagged the wall off of turn number 2. And you can see what we were talking about in the pre-race during qualifying. Getting loose off of turn number 2 and turn number 4. The 88 getting a little squirrely in front of our points leader and the man who's dominated all season. That's going to be the 3 of Radke. Radke doing a really good job of he's going to lay the bumper. No, not yet. A little early, he thinks. Not yet, but he is going to get a run off of 4, trying to take him to the inside. And Dylan, this is where probably the smart of Radke is. You know, if me and you were probably in this race, he did it smoothly. We'd kind of probably run the car up just a little bit, but since we don't have fenders on these things, Radke's probably playing it smart. Send it in a little deeper than you expected on the braking point. Get underneath them, turn it, gas up, and say sayonara and move on to his next victim, who's right in front of him. That's going to be the 19 of Bates. And so now he's setting his sights on him. But that was a textbook move. He's going to try to roll the outside now, maybe? No. But also, Dylan, another thing I watched is how deep these drivers are going, how much brake pressure they're using. It actually squirrels the back end of the car just because of how much front brake they're using. And so, yeah, that was another thing I saw with the 88 when Radke was trying to get around him.
Yeah, you see it there. Radke make quick work of the number 19. It looked like maybe the 19 got a little bit loose or maybe even touched the wall off of exit, giving the run to the number 3. Then the 3 going down into the corner, hit the grass, but he made the pass. Now he's up and past Shane Ledoux and the number 12. I'm going to call that number 12 the bomb pop. It's red, white, and blue. It looks like a bomb pop popsicle. It only makes sense, you know? And already, look at Jeff Radke down to the inside. Got his nose chopped off by the number 84. Does he make it 3 wide, or is he going to sit 2 wide? He's going to sit and wait. Let these guys get that figured out. And I'm sorry, but if that was me, no patience. I'm going for it. Making it through there. As we have a car slow on the inside. That's going to be Johnny Williams. It looked like he had a broken tire. Nothing on SDK coming up on the thing. Now I see him going into pit lane.
We're taking a look here, Dylan. As you take a look at Johnny Williams, they're gonna be 3 wide into turn number 3 and 4.
Chris Trell on the wall.
Yeah, he just hit the wall and he just gave the position. But if I'm Dalton and I see that number 3 car right behind me, I know it's time to go. Dalton's probably saving his stuff a little bit. If we were to interview him after the race and talk about this first stint, I'm pretty sure he's trying to save his stuff. And yeah, there they are. Those are the 2 favorites this season that have dominated so far. And we got a wreck. Turn number 1, I believe.
Yes.
It's going to be the 19 of Zach Bates. Going to have to go back and take a look at what happened there. Yeah, Bates has a broken tire. He's going to have to bring it to pit road, possibly use that fast repair.
Well, looking at it now, he's down to the inside. AJ Connors on his outside. Chris Luttrell way on the outside. He comes up off the corner. I don't know what happened here. Does the trail hit the wall? Okay, they're coming up off turn number 4. Yeah. Oh, hook to the outside wall. 2 broken tires. So yard sale with the tires. Autographed. Sorry, everybody. You don't get Chase Elliott's autograph, but you get AJ Connor's autograph. And then you get Zach Bates autograph from the number 19 on that Hoosier right front for both cars. And we're going to have to take another look at that one because I ended up speeding it up right as the incident happened. But I think I think Zach Bates thought that AJ was going to move up towards the wall, so he started moving up, and the netcode took care of it a little bit, and then pow! Oh, you see it, both right fronts breaking. And
yeah, I think with the 00 kind of bouncing, maybe kissed the wall just a little bit. He thought he was going to bounce. If we can rewind that again, Dylan, it looks like the 00. I don't know if he did or not. Looks like he touched it just a little bit, right? Let's see if he did. No, but it looks like they're just trying to put his nose where there's not a hole and not bashing AJ. AJ's in court with us as well. He probably thought the 00 was going to bounce off the wall. Saw that he was slow and try to put his nose where that gap is, and it's net code, a little bit of net code too involved, and away the 19 went, and boom, we have our second caution of the race. But hey, I'm actually thrilled. You know, we've gone 30 laps, almost 30 laps. It's 28, right? But 30 laps, 2 cautions. Dylan, I've been a part of races here where it's eye pacing and it's not eye racing. So these drivers have done a fantastic job of tonight of maintaining what they got here at North Wilkesboro, in my opinion.
Yeah, going back here and seeing what happened to Johnny Williams as we have the chance to with this caution. Oh, he just hit the corner just a little bit wrong. I'm not sure what's going on there with Mr. Williams, but I know he was slow, so we're going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah. Oh. Hey, he's got a broken tire, so not sure... what was going on with the number 45, but 30 laps out of 85, and these Ricky, these laps click off. If you get to going on a really good flag green run, like we just had, these laps can really, really, really tick off super quick. As now you got the top two in points sitting right behind one another. Jeff Radke and Dalton McKinney.
Oh yeah, they're going to be nose to tail coming on the restart. So everybody came down the pit road, looks like a fresh set of tires. As we see a floating, you don't see that every day, huh? A floating person sitting there in the infield. Not sure what that dude is going with, but whatever he has, I mean, pass it this way. I'd like to have some of that in my life. But yeah, man, this is going to be fantastic. We're seeing Radke and Dalton McKinney come from the back and putting themselves in prime position of where they can possibly keep their winning ways going. But another guy I'm watching is actually the leader. Go ahead and scroll up to who our leader is. That's going to be the 99 of Wally Babb. So Babb and Scott looks like those are the two cars to beat. You're going to have to say his name for me one more time. Ryan Facinato, but that's another car I'm looking. Pace car is in. They're in the restart zone, and they are off. Green flag back in the air here at North Wilkesboro, and let's see. Scott's going to be able to roll that outside, and Willie's going to say, all right, I'll just tuck in right behind you. Let's see if I can learn something from you and see if I can get around. And yeah, here come our two favorites. They're going to try to make some noise. The 33 of Corey Stahl. He's going to be under duress by the 46, and yeah, they're going to be side by side for third place. And man, I bet you that's so frustrating for a driver seeing those two side by side, and you're probably quicker than them.
Ooh.
Got a little tight. Got a little tight in the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to allow the 46 to possibly roll the outside to get to his bumper. Yeah, he's there. He's going to be on the outside of him, going to have the run. That's going to move him up possibly for another position.
Yeah, you see it there. Rylan Facinato kind of tried to keep it down low, but gets a little bit tight in center exit. Going to roll up the track, and that's going to give a little bit of a scare to Mr. Dalton McKinney. He's going to back out of it. Corey Stahl now looking down to the inside of 4P number 2. Barry Kistler's driver. Wally Babb get a little bit loose on corner exit there. And I like what Wally Babb's doing. He's keeping it tight to the driver underneath of him. Can't let him have a good or a better exit than what you're going to have. So Wally Babb going to try to keep it as tight as they possibly can. So that way they have to turn the car more than what they need to do to get out of the corner. And here comes Dalton McKinney and Jeff Radke now. They're side by side. Jeff Radke nowhere to go. And look at that. Wally Babb going to drop down to the inside. He's going to kill the momentum of the number 46. And here comes the number 3. Just like the real Intimidator. Under this caution, he's going to get out, wipe his windshield. And Jeff Radke up to P at number 5. Dalton McKinney still trying to find a way around the number 99 machine, who on that restart started P number 1 and has fallen back to P at number 5.
Yeah, Dalton, I mean, he's probably got to go now at this point. He can't let Radke get away from him if he wants to close the point lead or the points on him. But we have another caution, Dylan, and it's going to involve the popsicle car that you called. It's going to involve the 12. Unsure what happened. We're going to take a look here, see what happened.
It said that he ended up going off the track, so we're going to go down into turn number 1, where I know that there's grass. Yeah, you can call it a ring pop, you can call it a bomb pop. I'm going with bomb. Oh, he just got loose.
Yeah, if you rewind it a little bit, Dylan, you can see it. Corner entry, it looked like the back end shattered a little bit, right? You can see it, right? Brake, and then probably added a little bit too much more brake, and boom, that's where she probably went around.
Yeah, and then obviously going through the grass doesn't really help your case there. He's already got him locked down. Well, trying to lock him down, luckily didn't roll up in front of John Fowler. And couldn't have thread the needle closer than that between the number 88 and the 12. Luckily, nobody else getting involved for that single car spin. Corey Stahl is your race leader. Looks like Scott took pit road. So Scott and Wally Babb both went down pit road, so they're going to be down in 15th and 14th and 15th. So two of the faster guys towards the back, and then you got, obviously Corey Stahl getting some points for leading a lap. You got Rylan Facinato. Hello, weird girl floating on my television. Yeah, it just, there's definitely going to be...
Comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
It does. It kind of threw me off guard. And, there she is again. But what in the Miami's going on here? Yeah, it's definitely going to be something to watch. I mean, you've seen how good of a run these drivers are getting on that outside. Do you think that's going to determine where the leader wants to start now? Because, I mean, we've been watching Wally Babb and the leader starting down on the inside, and you see how much more the outside can dive it in and get that run and pass you on the initial green flag. So I think myself, if I'm Corey Stoll and I'm sitting on the point right now, I'm definitely going to take that outside for the restart.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on this one, Dylan. All the racetracks that I've been a part of this season, it looks like that second groove is the way to go. It's crazy to me how that second groove at all these different racetracks is more speed on the outside compared to the inside. And I know iRacing has its logistics backwards, its formulas, I guess you can say, where you're on the outside, you're going to burn the right rear up, where in real life that's not the case, and then on the inside you're saving more tire. So it's crazy to me how the outside is more dominant in this car compared to other cars on the server. But yeah, he's going to be in the restart zone. Corey Stahl, Radke's right behind him, and we're back to green flag racing. Corey Stahl going to take the point. So Barry Kistler, I'm sure he's having not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso says. I thought he was going to probably drive right around him. Got a little bump there, bump draft Talladega style. And yeah, the outside is so dominant at this point, and this is probably the part of the race where we're coming up to halfway, and you want to probably push the guy up just a little bit to get him off rhythm. There it is. That's what I would do right there. Right what Corey just did right there. Move Radke up just a little bit, make him take the longer way around the racetrack. He defended his position well. No contact. That's textbook right there. That's exactly how you probably want to defend yourself here at Wilkes.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, he was able to keep it that way. We may have a caution here as Zach Bates goes on around. No, he did a 360, kept it on going.
Yep.
Corey Stahl all over the back bumper of the number 2 machine, not letting him pull away. He's just going to take his time. He knows he can't make a big enough move to where it could affect himself, Jeff Radke, or Dalton McKinney. He's going to dive it down to the inside. He's going to be side by side, coming up off the corner. Sideways goes to number 33. He's got to rethink his position there. And that's going to allow Jeff Radke to get side by side with Corey Stahl. And that is just one thing that you don't really want to see. Car outside with the number 3 machine. The 3 doing what he can. He's going to be able to get clear.
Comes Dalton right behind him.
Well, there's so much going on up here in the top 5. Sean Long making his name known up here. Dalton McKinney going to go all the way down to the inside. Almost looks like he was drifting down to the inside, but carried the momentum. Now they're going to single file it on out. Corey Stahl going to fall back to P number 2. And look how close Jeff Radke was to the yellow line coming up off the corner. Down to turn number 1 and 2, Jeff Radke kind of pulling away, but kind of not. Rylan is starting to use that lead to his advantage. Clean air is the best air, as a lot of people would say. Is moving on back here. Scott Negus already moving his way on up through the field, up to P number 7 momentarily. About to be P number 6 as he's getting around Patrick Dobransky right now. Travis Decker going to follow suit. He's running that really way outside. AJ Cotter's back there in P number 9.
Yeah, and we got the caution is out, and the popsicle car again. He's going to be involved in this one. And Dylan, since we did get a yellow this time, another thing we didn't talk about is you can see the different elevations here at this racetrack. You know, on the going down the front stretch, you're actually going downhill, and on the back stretch, you're actually going uphill. So you can see these guys are probably carrying more speed entering turn number 1 compared to turn number 3, and we've seen a lot of incidences here in turn number 1 and 2. So it could be a factor of the speed differential of what you got going on inside the race car. And taking a look here, yeah, he's just going to clip the dirt, clip the apron right there too, and that's just going to bring that 12 machine right around. Going to see a little kiss maybe. Yep, just a little kiss. Nothing too major. So I can see him fixing whatever damage that he has. I don't know, Dylan. What are you thinking? Maybe 12, 15 seconds worth of damage. And at a place like this, I know I mean, you get in pit road, you got to get out right away. So that's probably going to be a couple stops where he gets all of that fixed up, but nothing too serious on the front end of that machine. But yeah, we've even forgot to mention the elevations here at Wilkes. You can see it when we go back to green, how higher the cameras are compared to each other on the opposite ends of the racetrack.
Yeah, definitely going to take a look at that. And I mean, now going into turn number 3, there's like a little bump. Like if you don't hit turn 3 just right and you don't hit that sweet spot of where the grip is, you're going to have what we just see with the number 12. It's going to be a little bit loose, and it's going to eventually send your car on around. Now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 drive completely different. 1 and 2, you kind of want to have that high arc, drive it down to the inside, kind of like a Phoenix move. Like you're going through the dog leg, get as close to, if not touching, that grass as you possibly can. And then 3 and 4, most cars you want to wrap that curb. Obviously, you want to be as close to the curb as you can be. Other cars, like the Tour mods, you want to be as far away from that curb as you can be. I mean, it just depends on what kind of car that you're racing here at North Wilkesboro. Both corners drive completely the same, different banking in each. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but when I'm racing North Wilkesboro, I feel like coming out of the corner, you're going to drop down the track. Like the track's going to, like a little decline of a hill, going to drop down, and then when you get ready to go back into a corner, it's like you're going uphill a little bit, and then it transitions over to the turn bank. So, I mean, that's just how I kind of feel about North Wilkesboro. I know I use that terminology a lot, especially when I'm racing bigger tracks like Texas. I know's got it. Charlotte, the old 2008 Atlanta has that type of feel too. So obviously you got your flat tracks, you got your angled tracks, and then you also have your North Wilkesboro. So that's definitely going to have to be something that they got to take in consideration. You know, you don't want to have too much angle into the car when you hit the bump, as they could say, or get to a point in the racetrack where you do end up getting a little bit loose. But pace car going into this time by Rylan and Jeff Radke to the point this time. Rylan outside. There's going to be a caution towards the back. Wally Babb.
Oh!
Big wreck.
Flipped. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Not the Babster.
Oh, he's on his lid.
Oh, no. We're going to go ahead and watch this. I know it happened under the restart. Going to see what all happens here in slow-mo. Coming up. Getting ready to go. Does Wally Babb make contact? No. Not sure what's going on here. They kind of get checked out. Oh, Cody DeForge getting into Wally Babb. Wally Babb getting into Chris Luttrell. Wally Babb, Tokyo drifting style, right back up in front of Cody DeForge and Corey Stahl. Oh, man. All three of them in the air.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Corey Stahl doing a flip. Oh, man. Cody DeForge on his lid. Believe he was able to get his car flipped back over. No, he wasn't. No yard sale, though, everybody. No yard sale. We got to make sure the drivers are all right before we get back to green flag racing. Is Cody DeForge going to have to tow his car, get that car back into pit lane? And Corey Stahl, 2 broken tires on that number 33 machine, so he's going to be into pit lane. Cody DeForge, such a tough night here for that number 88 machine.
Yeah, we've seen multiple drivers get involved in multiple incidences tonight. I know the popsicle car. We've seen the 88 been involved in a couple. Corey Stahl has not been involved in a couple. This is probably his. I'm pretty certain this was his first incident of the night. But hey, it comes back to track position, right? One moment you're sitting in the top 3, or even leading the race, and you come down, take your tires, and then you're stuck back in traffic. And I learned my lesson when we raced here earlier in the year in a different league, and everybody stayed out. I was like, all right, I need to come down, take tires. That way I can have a little bit more of an advantage with what I got on the race car, with driving it in deeper, getting back in the gas, and trying to pass people. And then I got involved in somebody else's mess. And yeah, that's just so unfortunate for Corey to be one of the top guys tonight and be one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack, to be involved in an incident like that. It's just tough. It's part of racing. You have your ups and your downs, and I think that's why all of us do this type of stuff, right? Is because, one, it's a hobby, and then two, you get to get away from everything. And we have friends that play softball here in Dallas-Fort Worth, and my racing is equivalent to what their softball is. So to get out and come and be competitive and try to win races, and even though it is in a simulated game, this is something that we can get out and get away from, right? So to be involved, it's frustrating, especially being a fast guy, Dylan. I mean, you're fast and you're trying to get through the field as fast as you can, and then you get caught up in something like that. So very unfortunate for those guys involved in the wreck.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed. The 2 and the 3 going back to battle here with the green flag coming on out. Cleaner restart there, and the 2 is going to be able to power his way around the number 3. Going to go ahead and go back through the field. Side of, there's another wreck. Wally Babb.
Hey, Corey.
Oh no, Corey Stahl yet again getting involved. Man, what is happening here? Late race shenanigans. I'm gonna look and see what happened here. You got these 4 cars, starting with the bomb pop down on the inside. I think maybe Zach Bates maybe tagged the wall a little bit. No.
No.
A little bit of net code between the 33 and the 99. Gets the 19. The 12 actually able to get up and through. But Wally Babb. Oh, Cody DeForge, nowhere to go. Just used that fast repair. Got back out there, and he's going to get caught up in it too. Man, a lot of these drivers that just used their fast repair got back out there already having some technical difficulties.
I wonder if the 88, Dylan, I didn't see any damage. I know he's involved in the wreck, right? But I know iRacing sometimes likes to play games with us where you're quote involved, but you don't have any damage just because of whatever the case may be. I didn't see anything. Oh, now I did.
Now I did.
Now I did.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and
wow.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and rewind this one last time, because he takes a hard... motor
there's
blown.
Damage now.
Oh, yeah, motor was blown.
I mean, might be done.
Yeah, all he had was just a little bit of front nerf bar damage. I mean, it didn't look that bad. Obviously, judging by what your steering was going to be, could be a little bit different. But nonetheless, I mean, it did not look that bad whatsoever. The
steering wasn't broken, I don't think.
No, steering was completely fine. Yeah, steering was fine.
Probably last minute, it was like, yeah, you know what? I need a pit. And and then last second, boom, hit that inside pit entrance wall, and looks like he got stuck too. And iRacing has that glitch too, where if you hit the wall so hard, you're stuck in the wall and you can't really do anything about it. So
that is pain.
That's crazy. That was wild. The past couple moments that we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, race is boiling down. You got 15 laps to make it happen. As of right now, it is Rylan Facinato and Jeff Radke for the race lead, and I believe Rylan's going to take the outside. So Rylan knows a thing or two. He's going to keep taking that outside away from Jeff Radke. And now it comes down to restarts. Can Jeff Radke get a good restart and stay alongside of that number 2 machine? Make that number 2 run him up the track. Don't let him force you down. Run him up. We know Jeff Radke will do it. Here we go. Get ready to go green this time. Oh, Jeff Radke jumped the start just a little bit, possibly. He's going to get on around the number 2 machine. And yeah, he's going to clear him.
So.
He's going to clear him, but they might be talking about the restart unless it's on the restart zone. Great save by the number 55 machine. You see the popsicle car in the back, Shane Ledoux.
Yeah, we're coming almost down to 10 laps to go, so it is go
There
time.
it is.
Boom! Oh,
Yellow flag. Do you know who the winner out of all that was? Wally Babb. Watch Wally Babb go right through. Yeah, he goes right through his car. That's when you sit there. You say thank you, netcode. You see it right here. They're gonna get together, and then Wally Babb just gonna boop 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 boop.
Mario Kart.
Yep. Oh, Zach Bates getting a little bit of piece of the number 12 machine. He's going to lock it on down. The 17 somehow did not hit the wall. I don't know how, but he didn't. And he's going to keep
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie to you. That's the exact. I was like, oh, boom. Well, nope. It fooled me. So my apologies to the 17. Yeah, that was good driving. To be in the grass like that, yeah, that's really good. Let's see, as we take a look from riding right behind him. Let's see. Gets loose. Saves it. Let's go mowing. A little bit of mowing. So we got some farm sim action going. Yeah, no, I don't think he touched it.
I don't think he touched it either. Hey, listen, if we're in Iowa or Indiana, let's get some corn. Let's get her going. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got it done. But now we got the new leader. Jeff Radke. Dun, 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 dun. Jeff Radke has made his way to the front. Started on the pole. Had to take the EOL. And then now, Jeff Radke is back up to the lead. Where
are we surprised?
Yeah, true. Where is Dalton McKinney in all this? Oh, Dalton McKinney, by the way, is down to P at number 10.
Ooh. Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of points here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how that 46 plays these last couple of laps. And Dylan, there is a lot going on. We got the race. I got a basketball game on right now. Let's see if he hits this. Nope.
Well, they're from Tech, so
there's a hey they're the top 25. They're the top 25 and in sole possession of the Big 12. So toughest basketball conference in America, and that's a straight fact. So yeah, no nights off in the Big 12, and as Houston just made a layup to make it 5-3. So giving you some play-by-play of some basketball. We got basketball, racing, football this weekend. Not for me. I'm all focused on basketball now. I think you're focused not on football as well.
Yeah. So, well, your team's got to make the playoffs in order to keep watching football. So I mean, you know, the Bears. Yeah, we're not talking about that right now. Anyways, yeah. I mean, you know, your team's better than mine, obviously, because they went to the playoffs. So.
Yeah, we won't talk about mine either. So we're okay. We're okay. It looks like Dylan, they're 2x2. They're getting set for the restart. It's going to be Jeff Radke in first, Ryan's in second, Scott's in third, and the green flag is out. And surprised that Radke took the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to try to move him up just a little bit.
Moved him.
These guys. Yep, there it is. That's the move.
There it is. That's exactly what he needed to do. Got to his head. Exactly what you needed to do. Give him a little bit of a door rub going to the corner, then move your car up. Make him have to run his line way up by the wall, and that's exactly what he did. A little bit of looseness coming out of the number 99 machine is he's going to be able to keep it straight, but that's top 5. Or top 10, I guess you could say. All single file all the way throughout the track. Dalton McKinney finally getting around Chris Luttrell. He's going to move himself up to P number 9.
It's still a long way to go, though, and we only have 5 laps to go, so Dalton going to have to try to make some moves here late if he wants to try to shrink that point lead. With Radke in first, he's probably not going to maximize his point stay, right? Leading a lap, leading the most laps. Don't know if they do those for bonus points. But Dalton gonna have to try to make a move. He's gonna have to use the horns there to try to get every spot that he can get. And if I'm Dalton, it's gonna have to be the same move that Radke did. Ooh, got a little loose off of 4, so that's gonna move him up. Let's see if he can get these next 2 with 3 laps to go now left here in the race.
Yeah, 3 laps to go, and he made that move on John Fowler to make it look super easy. Granted, John Fowler got a little bit loose on that outside, trying to put the power down, not able to get it down all the way. Patrick Dobransky's a little bit loose in front of him. Travis Decker going to look down to the inside. Going to view up here to this 4 or 5 car battle right now. Going to even out to single file one more time. 1 or 2 final lap here at North Wilkesboro. Let's go back up to the race lead to see how big of a lead he's got. Yes, Jeff Radke coming off turn number 2 for the final time, down to turn number 3 and 4. He's going to take home the race win here tonight. It's going to be Jeff Radke from the back to the front, doing it here at North Wilkesboro. We had a lot of stuff going on before the checkered flag, so now we're going to get to go back and see what happened here, starting off with Dalton McKinney. Not going to take away the race win from Mr. Jeff Radke, but down to the inside was Dalton McKinney. He's going to get a little bit loose, hit the grass, bring it back on the... No, he doesn't. Oh, man. Corey Stahl involved in another incident there. Does Wally Babb get him, though? On exit, he does. Wally Babb's going to end up getting past him, but back here, there's some more to take a look at. Corey Stahl really trying. Oh, he got in the back of Wally. He's going to get him upset. Oh, John Fowler and him. Oh, the popsicle machine getting caught up in it too, but he was able to keep it straight. Does Corey Stahl finish the race, though? No.
Looks like he did it. Nah, he said, no, I'm done.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I need to do. But Jeff Radke getting it done here tonight with the race win. Going to go ahead and slow it on down, get our 3rd place finisher in the broadcast booth here. Once I get these cameras set up here, give me one follow moment. All right, got the camera set. Get our 3rd place finisher. That's going to be the number 55 of Scott Negus. So we're going to go ahead and grab the driver, the number 55, Scott Negus. This is Dylan and Ricky in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, big guy.
All right, buddy. You had an up and down night here tonight. You started up towards the front. Actually, you started P number 3. You finished right where you started. It seemed like track position was the way to go, but you did the inevitable. Took some tires, got some more fuel in that number 55 machine, got yourself back up to P number 3. Kind of walk us through your race on how it kind of unfolded for you.
Well, I knew that the tires lasted a while, and they didn't actually get some fast laps until after about 10 or 15 laps on them. So when the first caution came out, everyone pitted. I thought I made a mistake. Wally and I both stayed out, but we were still running fast laps. And the next chance I had, I came in and pitted when I was leading, and I chose to take 2 tires. And then I looked at the wear on them, and I probably shouldn't have pitted at all, but here's Radke at the front again. I can't catch the bugger, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is starting to try to catch Mr. Jeff Radke, but nonetheless, I mean, last week you did what you had to do. This week, come in, start P3, finish P3. It was a long, grueling race. I mean, obviously North Wilkesboro, one of the most iconic tracks on the schedule. Bring it back here, and it was just absolutely fun watching these tour mods go around North Wilkesboro for 85 laps. Now we focus our attention to 5 Flags, the Snowball Derby of racing that happens in late December down in Florida. You got 100 laps next week at nighttime. So what's going to be the momentum changer for you after tonight? You only have 5 races left until we determine who the championship winner of this season 3 is.
Yeah, I think last week was Hickory, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last week was Hickory.
Yeah, my favorite track, and I made a major boo-boo there. I put too much gas in, and then I was just totally messed up mentally and couldn't finish the race the way I wanted to. Tonight I came in with no expectations at all, and here I am in third place. So hopefully next week, Five Flags is another one of my favorites. I do a lot of short track racing there, and I'm just not going to give myself any expectations and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you know, you've had one of those seasons where it's always good to see you out here. You made your late arrival, and nonetheless, still doing what you needed to do. But Mr. Scott, before we get you on out of the broadcast booth and enjoy the rest of your night, is there anybody on that number 55 machine you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Lucky Dog Racing because, I mean, you might hear us when we're chatting, but we're ripping each other up, having a blast in the chat. So I've never raced with a bunch of guys that's so much fun, honestly. And, you know, Radke is definitely a competitor to chase and definitely a competitor that I look up to. So him and Dalton and Wally and those guys, hats off to those guys, and they're the reason why I come out. And hats off to you guys for doing this. And poor Vickery, he was in the booth tonight, so we'll give him a little leeway tonight.
All right, Scott, we're gonna go ahead and let you get on out of here. Take care tonight, and we'll be seeing you again next week as we go to Five Flags for 100 laps.
Looking forward to it, buddy. Thanks.
Yep. All right, that's going to be our third place finisher of Scott Negus. Going to try to find Rylan. Not seeing him at all. Send out a message really quick.
Yeah, it looks like he did. Interesting, Dylan.
Well,
what a fantastic drive by the 55, right? I mean, he was one of the top 5 drivers in practice. He sat top 3, actually, qualified 3rd, had great speed. I think he led a couple laps here tonight. And, yeah, what a fantastic run by that 55 to battle all adversity. And, yeah, he's, I mean, it's 2 places back from our race winner, right? But man, Scott's has some momentum on his side, and he had a great run last week at Hickory, and then having a good run here tonight at Wilkes.
Well, while Mr. Ryan Fecinato, or Rylan, I should say, is not here with us tonight, we're going to go ahead and move on up to our race winner chicken dinner. That's going to be the number 3 of Jeff Radke. Jeff, this is Dylan and Ricky in the broadcast booth to get a copy.
Sure do.
All right, Ricky, I'm going to go ahead and let you take on with the race winner here.
Yeah, Jeff. So the first question from me tonight is it's not about the race in general, but talk to me about how this car drives. I mean, I've seen you in different other things. I know me and you did an Xfinity series together, but talk to me about how this car drives compared to any other car that's on the server.
I don't know. That's tough. I probably close to a late model, but with bigger tires and no fenders. I mean, it's got the power. It's real rigid as far as, you know, frame wise. You put any wheel into it and you're definitely cooking the right rear. So I'd say probably maybe a limited late with no fenders.
I got you. Actually, Dylan was thinking about that question on the way home tonight when I was coming back from work. So got an opportunity to ask Jeff that. And then, Jeff, talk to me about your last move on the last restart. Me and Dylan were talking about it all night long. You get underneath somebody, and you want to have that second lane. That seems to be the preferred lane at a majority of these racetracks. But you didn't clear yourself, right? You moved him up just a little bit, so he had to take the longer way around the racetrack. Just go ahead and talk to me about having to try to clear him and put yourself in position to win this race.
Luckily, I had a few attempts prior to that to see exactly what he was looking to do, getting down into one. So on that last one there, I knew he was going to drive it pretty hard in there, and he wanted to be as low as he could. So I was just held my lane, held my line, and didn't let him get down as far as he wanted to, and it took away his run off the exit. And plus, I think he cooked his tires a little bit more than I did before we got all those cautions.
Yeah, and then just the last question from me. You and Dalton have pretty much dominated this whole season. Yeah, early in the run, you saw him. You're probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 cars behind him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's right there in your mirror. You're always trying to figure out where Dalton, and Dalton's probably doing the same thing you're doing, right? Trying to always figure out where each other are on the racetrack at all times.
Oh, of course. During the practice session, I went out and followed him, and he'd set fast lap, and then I'd set it right back, and then he'd set it, and then I'd set it right back, and we just kind of go back and forth during the practice session, and always watching what each other's doing, trying to figure out different, better ways to get around the track and keep speed.
Gotcha. And before we let you get out of here, Jeff, man, congratulations on the win. Who'd you like to thank on that number 3 machine?
My wife, as always, she lets me do this every week. You guys put on a great broadcast. I love going back and watching it. Vickery putting the Lucky Dog series on, Butt Kicker, all the sponsors that go along with it.
Well, that's going to do it here tonight. Jeff, congratulations again on the win. Straight dominating this season, and hopefully we get to talk to you next week when we go to Five Flags.
So that's another favorite of mine, so probably be up front too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our winner. Look out. He's coming back to back. And Jeff, what is this, 4 or 5 wins now on the year?
I think 4, yeah.
4? Well, looking to make number 5 as we go down to the Sunshine State. Jeff, congrats again. Hope we get to talk to you next week, and have a good rest of your night.
Thanks. You guys do the same.
All right.
So that's going to be our winner here tonight, Dylan. And just kind of give me your final thoughts of what you think, what we saw tonight.
Honestly, it's just been an absolute great race here tonight, and just having everybody out here showing up and doing what they needed to do and just run what they wanted to run. I mean, you've seen multi-groove racing. You've seen everybody using the inside. You've seen people use the outside. You've seen a guy on the first lap loop it, which I'm sorry, AJ. You're in the broadcast booth. We couldn't talk to our second place finisher, but Ricky, we can't take the second. You got to take the fourth. So, I mean, AJ, you've had an up and down season here tonight. You just
you can say that.
Still trying to get used to the car. So, I mean, obviously you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I think what it is I know exactly what it is. You're not rocking a Jeff Gordon scheme.
Yeah, I got beat out for the 24 this season. There was a faster guy to the draw, but he's doing the 24 good, so I can't complain.
Well, I guess maybe you got to find a custom number 9 with a Gordon scheme on it, and we'll call it even.
Yeah, I gotta do something. It's just it's not working out for me too well. I gotta get some rainbow colors on here.
Yeah, well, we talked about the first lap, but kind of walk me through your race. How bad was it with the corner exits and corner entry? Was it super loose going into corner entry? Was it super loose coming out, or was it just kind of hang on and run with it?
I was more loose coming off, but I started running like really low, and it was working really good for me. Nobody else was really down there. So I kind of enjoyed that. I was just kind of watching Radke, see what he was doing, and it wasn't working for me. So then I just had to go down to the bottom.
Yeah, definitely going to be something fun here to watch. I mean, obviously you got another favorite of Radke's in the Five Flags next week. So hopefully we get to see number 9 up there towards the front battling for a potential win or a podium here tonight. But AJ, it's always a pleasure getting ready to talk to you in here in getting everything going for tonight. But hopefully we get to see you over in the Core Racing League some more, and I get to get back down there on the track with you. We've ran a couple of officials together, but no league races together. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I love watching your broadcasts, and thanks for having me on. Even though I didn't earn it, But I'm always willing to talk because I love the broadcasts and love talking.
All right, AJ, we're gonna go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate that 4th place finish here tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan.
All right, buddy.
All right, see ya.
All right, that's going to be our 4th place finisher, and yeah, it's definitely. I mean, you had it all night long, Ricky. You had the top, you had the bottom, you had the way outside. I mean, we've seen a couple of 3-wide incidents is here and there, but nonetheless, still making it the way that they needed to do. I mean, we had a really good green flag run too there towards the beginning, and then after that, late race shenanigans kind of took over just a little bit, but nonetheless, I mean, 85 laps is really hard, especially at a somewhat bumpy track, trying to hit your marks every single lap and pay attention to the cars in front of you as well. So that's my takeaway from it. I mean, obviously, it could have been green flag some more. I love watching these drivers do green flag runs as well. But nonetheless, I mean, top 3, pretty much put on one hell of a show. Rylan and Jeff Radke. Can't wait for it to happen again next week at 5 Flags, where you're going to see drivers get as close to that pit road exit wall as they possibly can, and get as close as they can to that pit road entry wall coming out of turn number 4. So don't forget to watch that next week here on a CRN. But any takeaways from you, Mr. Ricky Gonzalez, before I do our closing ballots?
Yeah, I just think the racing was phenomenal tonight. I mean, these guys, they have a blast, and it's refreshing to see a league where if something bad does happen, like, they're not cussing each other out. And so I was able to hear those guys on the radio. Obviously, we're not going to go into what those guys are saying, just because we don't want to give away any tips or what the guys are doing or helping each other out. And that's, we don't want to give out clues to what they're doing, but to see so much respect in this league it's quite refreshing compared. And I'm not saying Core does this or any other league that we're a part of, me and you, Dylan, does this, but it's just refreshing to see, hear people saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then yeah, you're good, and they just keep on. They keep it moving, and it's really cool to see that stuff. And then obviously the late race restart. I mean, that was such a textbook clean move that he did, and Radke definitely earned it. Fastest guy in the league by far with him and Dalton. And it's going to be fun going to 5 Flags. I'm going to be honest with you, Dylan. I don't think I even have the track. And so I'll be buying it probably next week before we jump in the booth together and see what these guys got in practice. Going to try to make it a little bit earlier from work, right? So I can see what is going on, and want to try to give the viewers as much information as we can. So yeah, I thought tonight was fantastic. Our broadcasting was better than last week, in my opinion. Come on, Dylan. I think you agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we'll go on next week to 5 Flags, and I want to see what these guys got when we go to the Snowball Derby track that they race in real life in December. So yeah, it'll be fun. Keep the momentum going in this league. Jeff has such a good thing going with this league, and I'm so honored to be a part of the broadcast team and to be with you again, broadcasting me. And you've done this before in Core, and yeah, to be back in the booth, and yeah, they have a lot of good things going on here in Lucky Dog.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of good things going on. I mean, 3 seasons. I mean, we started off with the super late model on season 1, went to the late model stock season 2, and now we're on the tour mods for season number 3. Can't wait to see what else the Lucky Dog tends to bring in here for us next season. Believe they're already in the talks of doing a season 4, so can't wait for that one to happen. But that's going to do it for me and Ricky up here at the broadcast booth for CRN here at North Wilkesboro. Make sure you guys tune into the other broadcast happening right now with Jimmy Covert and Derek Sherman in the broadcast booth with the Smoky Mountain Grassroots late model stock race going on right now. I had a pleasure of running one race with them while Lucky Dog was on a little bit of a break for Christmas and New Year's and all that. So make sure you guys tune in on over there. Give them a like, a follow, a share. Share with your mom, your dad, your dog, your grandma, your cat, your gerbil, your iguana. If you have an iguana, share it with them. Hey, you may never know. They might like watching some racing too. Make sure you guys like our video, share, We appreciate all of the comments that we've been getting, especially Barry Kistler being there from start to finish, watching the races on CRN. He's one of the following supporters of Core Racing and Core Racing Network, so big shout out to him as well. Give you a big shout out, Ricky, for stepping in the booth with me this season and prior seasons. One of my compadres, my pinches, all that in a bag of chips. Wherever I go, you already know I'm contacting you. Hey, let's go, man. You want to come on? We're going over here. So definitely a big up to you. Obviously working through cold weather. Well, I don't know how cold it is down where you are, but currently -1 degrees up here in northern Indiana. So.
Yeah, it's cold in Texas. It's not as cold as that, but it's cold. But hopefully we're starting to see warmer temperatures down here. But yeah, it's definitely cold. I don't think I've ever experienced that much cold. I mean, I traveled to Utah, Colorado, and it's never that cold. It's a different cold in those states, but down here it's just. It was brutally cold. I'm layered up. I'm still in my hoodie. I have 2 hoodies on, and I had another jacket that I wore and a beanie. And yeah, it's cold. I'm a tropical guy. I'll tell you that much. Being Hispanic and half white. The white side definitely did not kick in. I am definitely a Mexican through and through, and I love tropical weather. And get me back to spring as fast as we can.
Yeah, hey, spring's right around the corner, buddy. I'm ready for it too. Walleye seasons get ready to come on board, so can't wait for that one. But that's going to do it for myself and Ricky Gonzalez up here in the broadcast booth for the Lucky Dog Racing League Tour Mod Season number 3. Make sure you guys tune in this Sunday tomorrow actually, as the GT Series makes its way back here on a CRN, and then Friday and Saturday, no broadcasts for the CRN crew, but we do have the Daytona 24 hours get ready to come up, so I want to give a big shout out to everybody from the CRN crew that is running that. I will not be running it. This is my second year of not doing it. I love running the Daytona road course, especially the Daytona 24, so I will be there this year, but want to give a big good luck to everybody that's going to venture out and run the Daytona 24. But Sunday, we're going to be back here. Well, I'm going to be on the track for the Core Premier Series, making my debut back in the Premier Series. So I can't wait for that one to get kicked off. Missed last week due to frozen water pipes and then having to drive up and seeing my girlfriend who had to have emergency gallbladder surgery the following morning. So definitely going to be looking forward to that. And then Monday night, no broadcast. But Tuesday, going to have a race in the UCRL Xfinity League that I'll be taking part in, broadcasted by CRN with Jimmy and Carl in the broadcast booth for that one. And then you're going to see myself and Ricky Gonzalez back at the booth for Five Flags next week. That's going to be our week in advance here on CRN. It's been a pleasure broadcasting all throughout the night, but this is our time. We're going to close the end and see you all out at the track next week. So make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.